Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going over a new poll released by the Insider Advantage Trafalgar Group, and this is for the 2022 Georgia statewide Senate race. So, first things first, there were 1,093 respondents in the poll. It's for the likely 2022 general election and /GOP primary voters. It has a margin of error of about 2.88%. Usually I round out about 3% to play it safe, but 2.88. And yeah. So first things first, President Biden's approval rating in the state of Georgia. In this poll, they give him an approval rating of 41.2, disapproved to 55.5. Now it's interesting because the national average of polls, naturally, most polls, in my opinion, do favor the Democrats. So they do have Biden at more approved than disapproved. However, he's not approved by like 30 points like he was at the beginning. He's only approved by about 10% now, so I still think that's too high, but I think it's getting a lot more closer, a lot more realistic. In the state of Georgia, I mean, I doubt Biden's approved of 41.2 to 55.5. I doubt that. I could see maybe like 46, 54 maybe. But like, I don't know about only 41. I don't know about that. But it's interesting. And then, what is your opinion of Brian Kemp handling his job of governor? This is very interesting. Brian Kemp only has 32.7% approval rating to disapprove of 53.2. So, some factors that could be behind this. Well, number one, obviously, President Trump going after him during the election time definitely hurt Brian Kemp. But also, if he wants to run for re-election, if Brian Kemp makes it through the primary against Stacey Abrams, if he's only approved it by 32%, it's not looking too great for him. Now, this is where it really gets interesting. This is the Senate race that's up in 2022. Raphael Warnock just beat Kelly Loeffler in the runoff election, but now they're running for a full 6-year term. Raphael Warnock versus Doug Collins, the former congressman, who President Trump initially said should run about a few months ago. Warnock actually leads Collins 45.8 to 45.2. So very, very close race, a lot of undecided vote. Another party candidate is only 0.1% less than undecided. So that's very, very interesting. These two both don't have a ton of strong support. Now, this is where it gets good. Herschel Walker, former Georgia Bulldog, played college football in Georgia, very good player in the NFL. He leads 47.7%. Warnock has 45.5%. So if you look, he has 45.8. 0.3% actually say they would vote for Walker over Warnock, who support Warnock over Collins. Looking at this poll, I don't know how accurate this poll is, but Herschel Walker starts off at 47.7%. And in my opinion, it's always better. Whichever candidate starts off closer to 50% is always better. Right now, to me, it looks like the best candidate the Republicans could run in Georgia is Herschel Walker. And another party candidate, 2.5%, and this one is 4.5%, so that's 2 points. Herschel Walker's up 2 points over Doug Collins. So that 2% voted for Herschel Walker. So I think Herschel Walker honestly could beat Raphael Warnock if he decides to run. At least that's definitely what this poll suggests anyway. Now, a Warnock versus Kelly Loeffler rematch. 45.6, so Warnock's been very consistent with where his numbers are. Loeffler only gets 40.9, with another party candidate getting 8.4%. If Republicans want to win this Senate seat, run Herschel Walker, maybe run Doug Collins. Doug Collins might be able to win, but I think Herschel Walker is the Republicans' best bet. Kelly Loeffler is definitely the worst bet for Republicans in this seat. Now, this is a GOP primary question. If President Trump were to run in 2024, would you vote for him? 70% of all people said they would absolutely vote for Trump. 14.2% said they would rather vote for someone other than Trump. So, quick math, 100 minus 14. So, 86% of people are either okay with President Trump or like him or would consider it at least. And then I would consider voting for Trump 7.9. So that's about 80%. 80% of people would either vote or considering voting for Trump. 3.6% would not vote in the primary. If there was a primary between Walker, Collins, and Loeffler, who wins the primary? Walker has a 0.1% edge over Doug Collins. I would expect President Trump's endorsement of Herschel Walker would definitely give Walker a bit of a boost, and I would expect Trump would campaign for Walker as well. But it's interesting. It's very, very interesting. And now, Collins versus Loeffler in a runoff. Collins wins big, 52-32, no surprise there. Walker versus Collins, this is important. In a runoff, Herschel Walker only needs 50% to win the runoff. He only needs to get more than 50. He starts off at 49.8. If Herschel Walker runs, I think he wins the primary, and I think he has a very good shot at winning the general. So Herschel Walker very well may win this race. And then Walker versus Loeffler is a blowout, no question. Lastly, this is very important. What is your favorable opinion of Doug Collins? He has a 68.2% of favorable rating, 21.7% disapprove. Herschel Walker is at 81.3% approval rating. This is the thing. When you run people who are popular in the state, when you run a football player in Georgia, like Coach Tommy Tuberville in Alabama, coached at Auburn. Everybody knows college football in Alabama. They all know who Tommy Tuberville was. He won big. Everyone knows the Georgia Bulldogs in Georgia. A lot of people probably know Herschel Walker. 81.3% approved certainly sounds like a lot of people like him. I know it's only a GOP primary voter, but still, 81.3 is pretty good. And Loeffler, 56.8 to 40.4. So this is consistent. Loeffler is also approved of, but she's the smallest of margin being approved of. So Herschel Walker is clearly the best candidate from this. Age participation, most people polled by percentage were 45 to 64 and 65 plus, but still pretty decent representation from their other ages. And then 60.4% white, 33.7% black. So a lot of black people were polled in this, and it's very interesting. It looks, just by the numbers, Herschel Walker's getting a lot of support by both white and black people alike in this poll. And lastly, the gender representation, 45% male, 55% female, probably more closer to 44-56, but female had a lot of representation in this poll as well. It also gives you the districts of Georgia, which part of the districts were being polled. So yeah, so bottom line for this poll, honestly, if Herschel Walker wants to run, I think he's got the primary, and he very, very well might have the Senate race. It's going to be very close, don't get me wrong, but I think Herschel Walker might win if he decides to run. That's going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like this video, subscribe to my channel, tap the bell icon so you always get notified. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.